We're live. I think the light is too much. I don't know. Maybe it gives me a mystique. I used to have a ring light, but I think that will not work. Whoever's on, hi. I just got to set up, so give me some time to figure this out. Start there. Cool. Okay, so I'm on Zoom. I'm on YouTube. And hi, my two friends on YouTube. Is this light too distracting? I feel like we had it better. Give me a moment. We'll fix this. I'm gonna MacGyver the shit out of this. So we'll get a ring light going. You get to be here with me during setup, which will be funny for other people to watch. Oh, everyone left. That's fine. Story of my life. Okay, we're figuring this out together. So it's currently dark. It looks weird. Let's plug in. Oh, how do we do this? Let's see. Let's eject my USB drive. Let's plug you into here. If I hadn't had several glasses of wine before this started, I might be more prepared. Unfortunately, the person I hung out with last night brought over a box of wine, which as a 37-year-old attorney, I should be above, but not. So I had several glasses. Oh look, hello. I've had several glasses of that, so things are getting real. What's happening here? Oh, Jess Balma's here. Hello. And you missed me setting up, which was funny because it was really dark in here. And then I was sort of talking to no one. Okay, I need to set up on Instagram. Instagram, we are flipping to, okay, let me put the alert up on here. Hi, I am currently on the History Web's Instagram channel watching episode 5. Join me. Link in bio. Okay, and we move to History Webs, and we go live. Okay, so we're live on Instagram. We're here on Zoom. We are on the YouTube. Let me pull up the chat to make sure I don't miss anybody's comments. Cool. Zoom is there. YouTube is here. So we are getting ready to watch episode 5 of season 1 of History. Hi, Black Widow. Oh, you're always so lovely to join us. Yeah, we're getting ready to do our watch party. What's new? What's interesting? So I was talking earlier, I think to no one, because I don't know if anybody was on yet, that today's a good day to ask me questions because I have had multiple glasses of boxed wine, which someone that I hung out with breaking quarantine last night brought over. As a 37-year-old corporate attorney, I probably should be above boxed wine, but I'm not. So that was a fun new fact about. It was kind of a date. It didn't go well, mostly because after we had sex, He called me a white liberal elite, and I think he also called me a bigot at one point because I didn't like Pete Buttigieg. Anyway, he was a white Manhattan DA. I don't know, girl. This is why I don't talk to people. It's funny because he watched season 1 of History and he was like, "Are you ever going to write about me?" And it was before he said all this, and I was like, "Well, I don't know. What are you going to say? What are you going to do to me?" And now the answer is most emphatically yes. I will never be loved again. All right. Anything else at the top of the show? I'm having fun. I'm buzzed. So again, have you started writing season 4? I don't want to answer that question because if the answer is no, my laugh is the best. All right. If the answer is no, then fans will be disappointed. And if the answer is yes, then I'll be like setting up this expectation that just because I've written down a few things and have some ideas means that I'm actually going to be able to get it out there. So I don't want to answer that question. I don't want to set up false hope or false disappointment. Like I don't want to set that up. I will tell you that today I made a Hail Mary pass and I sent my movie Snowflake to Logo and to the 2 gay Netflixes and some other distribution companies before I finally decide to actually self-distribute it. So if I self-distribute it, it will be out late July, early August. I've prepared everything. It'll be on Vimeo and Amazon Prime, 2-hour political LGBTQ thriller. I'm a supporting actor, but I directed and wrote it. Really great performances, really great movie. The teaser is on the YouTube channel for Necessary Outlet. I suggest you watch it. It is very relevant as a lead up to the November 2020 election, especially. It's a political thriller focused on LGBTQ issues with a slight bit of the supernatural as the best way that I can explain it. Yeah. So we've got Jess, we've got a handful of people on YouTube, we've got Black Widow on Instagram. Let's give it a few more secs and then we'll start. So we're watching episode 5 tonight. So if you don't have it, it is on youtube.com/necessary outlet. On that front page, one of the very first playlists is going to be season 1 of History. It is the 6th video, episode 5, because it's trailer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, called Mask Only. And that is the one. You know what? As I get ready, so as everyone prepares to press play, Black Widow, super fan of History on Instagram. What would you want to see in a season 4? Without spoiling for other people who don't know what happens in seasons 2 and 3 and where Jamie is at the end of season 3. Tell me what would, because season 3 ended for the fans. That ending was written as the very first scene that I wrote for season 3 because I knew that's what the fans wanted, so I wrote it for them. But I made you wait for it for the whole season. So, like, now that you've gotten what you want, I think, what would you want of a season 4? Because you can't not have conflict. So, like, maybe the thing you got gets taken away. I don't know. Careful what you wish for. I can tell that I've had wine from the way that, like, my inflections are. I'm much more theatrical. Nipple. I'm talking much more theatrical, which means that I've had some beverages. All right, so I think Black Widow is considering her choice as to whether she really truly wants a season 4. Because maybe it means some things happen that undo some things in season 3. I want to see, we'll just say, the relationship bloom and see Jamie struggle with finding real love and having self-sabotage. Well, I will tell you that if I did start writing season 4, if that happened, I would have come up with a new idea to replace the flashback aspect of the show, that it would be a similar but different juxtaposition. It would not be time. And I would tell you that the center of the show would be about communication in a relationship and how lack of or extremely vulnerable, on the flip side, communication leads to different outcomes. That's what I'll say. Okay, ready to watch the show? So I am on episode 5, Mask Only. I am pressing play in 3, 2, 1, play. This is one of the last scenes we filmed, and I still have that shirt.
Where am I? Stop it. Okay, it's Cooper's birthday. He gets to choose. Choice, Jared. The choice. Go get us refills and calm down.
This was like a midtown, like Irish pub. I remember it was the second floor.
Shady shorts. Come on, man. You know this is this thing. Oh, this is your thing? I can be honest. Never fight you.
I like Aiden. Aiden Kinney plays Cooper. Aiden was nice.
Hey, so you can be at any number of games.
Aiden, Miguel, and the guy who played Bobby all came back for season 3,
Just like wearing the baseball cap.
which was a nice.
Beer, play some pool, watch the game with my boys. Just a regular guy. Yeah, so you're wearing a pink polo shirt and a cardigan. Everybody here knows you suck cock. Fuck. Sorry if that was too queenie.
Too many long pauses. We really cut up the editing in future seasons. Oh, Misha. Misha's first. So it's funny, when we shot this is in Hell's Kitchen as well.
Boy, that awesome.
And when we shot this, we had to shoot it twice. We shot it the first time, and the restaurant with that black wall, it was another color. It was like red. And then we shot this, and we had to do a pickup, and then we're like, they changed the color of the wall. We have to shoot the whole scene over again. And so we had to shoot the whole scene over again.
So what are you doing? Meeting my boys for a little rendezvous.
And I've literally just had this discussion about Voyager versus TNG with someone I was talking to today.
To spend a little more time together tonight.
Ugh, I'm so thin.
We can do that. But if we do, we're not going to have a second date. Why not? Because I know me. I really like to do this again.
So Misha ended up, he was off Broadway in A Clockwork Orange. I believe he moved out to LA. I don't know if he's had any other credits since. He was a big help behind the scenes. And this apartment that we're about to do the outdoors of is
So, what's the verdict on Colin? I like him.
is my ex's old apartment.
Super cute, for sure.
That's funny.
Total bonus points for being a complete nerd. But I don't think it has legs. He doesn't have legs? That's amazing. Why not? I'm like 97% sure he's bottom. He's been short. Hey, you can always scissor.
I like this. This is one of the first. Well, this is like the second episode where it's like the 3 of them.
So what's yours?
And I love this shot.
None. It's my friend Ted's weekly drug-based viewing party.
Yes! You said it was an LGBT fundraiser.
Oh, what I meant to say is that it's a Monday night party where we get drunk and watch drag queens like
God damn it. Guys, seriously,
You didn't start yet, did you?
No, I didn't need your real housewives ass overturning the table for missing my mini challenge.
I brought my friends Matthew and William. This is William's first drag race.
Congratulations.
I like that scene. That's a fun scene. It's funny to watch this like grow. Oh, it's funny to watch this like become what it became. This is fun. I don't know if it's fun for you. This is fun for me. Hi, YouTube friends. I see more people joining. Hello. We are watching episode 5 of History.
So,
We're about 4.5 minutes in, if you're catching
That's
us.
not what I was expecting.
William is my new dragon daughter.
No.
And she needs a mate.
No.
Christina's
Felicia Rashid.
I still stand by Felicia Rashid as a drag name. Oh, hi, Maxie.
God damn it. I am 1 year out of the closet, people. I am not ready for drag.
So young, so innocent, so fresh.
These sluts will ruin you.
So, how was your date?
really great. He's gonna friend zone him.
Oh, like you did me.
Oh, Jamie! Still fucking your friendship?
Listen, I take a lemon
Put it inside you.
and make lemonade. Lemon? He is definitely a bottom. It is not going to work out in the long run. You can have some fun. Boo. That is stupid. I don't believe in all this top bottom bullshit. Okay. Do you not know how sex works? If you have a banana and a bagel, I can show you one. Of course you haven't, because they're carbs. Shade.
I'll cut that sooner now.
On Friday, mommy.
9.
This was tough to do because we did this as a walking, and it was before we had.
Yay!
This is before we had the harness set up for the camera. So they're literally like, this person is literally like holding this camera like this, walking backwards in Manhattan.
Drunk. On his phone. Right.
As they say, the hunger is real. What are you doing?
Well.
This is very late. We did this too. I remember.
Someone will love me.
Are you really by 5?
What is this?
What?
Mask only?
Yum.
That's a bullshit. You need to take that off.
You should also put no Asians. They're all bottoms.
First, that's false. Second, that's racist.
First, kidding. Second,
We had so many problems with
I
people
don't want to
walking
talk about
past.
Listen,
That was like the best take where they weren't like looking directly into the camera.
I also don't contribute to the idea that we should be judged based on how much we fit in with straight people.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do seasons 2 and 3 as well. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going every week. Whoever wants to join us.
Straight acting based on how masculine someone is.
I don't want to date someone who's super gay.
So there's such a thing as being too gay. And that's bad. Being recognizably gay is bad. How much gay is acceptable, Will?
Jamie.
No, that's bullshit. Being gay is not a negative. So don't contribute to the idea that we should be less gay so we can be, what, attractive or acceptable? Don't participate in scaling us that way.
Maybe you should mind your fucking business.
William.
And go fuck yourself.
What?
Guys.
So we had to have him sing something that was recognizable that we didn't have the rights to. So we thought just the last note of Dreamgirls, like "You're Gonna Love Me," would do it.
So, Michael, do you have a fifth song, or does someone else get a turn?
And we shot this at a karaoke bar. So I just reserved a karaoke room, and we had people like do lookout.
Need your help with lyrics, because I am doing the choreo. Yes, Alan. Yeah. We can skip this one, right?
Yeah. So every time she would come and ask us if we wanted more drinks, we would like put the mic down, put the camera down, hide it. Yeah.
You know what? I don't really remember the end anyway.
Oh.
We'll skip it. We'll skip it.
Oh.
It's funny. I don't. My old apartment. I don't exist in those sort of circles anymore where people like shame that kind of stuff.
Well, I said I
So it's funny to watch this, but I'm sure that happens a lot still. Same couch.
Can I show you something nerdy? Always.
Jess, I don't know if you've seen the other seasons, but I'm just forewarning you. Like, the next episode of this is the tearjerker, and then like every episode of the next 2 seasons is just as bad. So like, I'm just warning you to emotionally prepare. This series gets dark, very dark. So I remember I had this thing. I only used it in this scene. I've never used it again. But this like camera slider, which was cool because I wanted like us to kiss and then switch and then it'd slide. But it made a lot of noise and it kept getting picked up in the audio. Oh, I was in such better shape. God damn. I was getting really good with CrossFit because of COVID-19, but before COVID-19, but now I think it's all ruined. And then this was the poster for, this is like the sexiest I think this season got. Maybe the first episode had some stuff, but it's funny because people keep saying this is such a sexy show and I don't see it. Like, you get,
Is this a communicator? That is a screen used prop from the show. So, does this make you as hard as it makes me? And is that totally strange? I think we should find out.
yeah, this is as sexy as the show gets. I mean, that was important. Okay, so if you're at the same time point I am, I wanted him to throw the towel, like we're done having sex, please throw me a towel. Because I feel like you never see that. Like, we all do it. Every single one of us does it. We have sex, someone's got like a towel, or you gotta wash off, you get something, you sort of clean yourself up before like the post-coital moment. And I really wanted to show that because I feel like it is a common experience that we all have and it makes it real. And it's never shown because of the insinuation that like, oh no, someone came during sex. Oh, there were juices. We can't remind people of that. So funny. That was a very intentional choice to do that. There's some nice shots in season 1. I like that shot too.
We don't hang out enough. Girl, I am too busy to play with you every day. That's what your throuple is for.
Trent Stone is a great actor.
Like,
I mean, he's really good friends with the ex-boyfriend who destroyed me, so I'm pretty sure he won't return for a future season. If there is a future season, I'm sorry to say. But he was a really great actor and fun.
Oh, I yelled at him after Drag Race. For what? He had matched only on his Grindr profile.
Yeah, even straight people need a sex style. I know. Everybody needs a sex style. I don't understand why you literally never see it.
What's that supposed to be? Don't be that kid just because it's a bottom. I mean, 2 bottoms do not make the top. I told you, I reject that. Look, you have this.
I still have that shirt too.
Ties all of us.
I have all of these shirts. I haven't bought new clothes in a very long time.
Right. Well, where do you think the top bottom shit comes from? It's all just heterosexual gender roles. You still see your sexuality the way straight people do. You see one of you as the woman and one of you as the man. That shit doesn't apply to us. No, it's about sexual satisfaction. It's plain and simple. Is it?
I always felt like I was a better actor when acting with Trent.
Role based on the only relationship you saw. The two gravitating toward one. No one is the woman. Stop putting us in their limited constructs. It's enough intimacy. The rest is just details. Ted, I cannot come from topping. You can talk. Yeah. Maybe all this stuff in your head is holding you back. Maybe in your mind you're rejecting being in that relationship. But you are.
That was a big lesson I had to learn. That was a big lesson I had to learn. I wonder how many other gay people have to learn that lesson too. Because we pattern ourselves in our
We
relationships.
do this in other ways, right?
I think there's so many ways that we pattern ourselves as like a corollary to a straight relationship.
And
Well, one of us is more the guy and one of us is more the girl. And that's,
obviously,
you got to throw out that whole paradox. It doesn't, the paradigm. You have to throw that all out. It doesn't, no, none of that is true.
But now you're a gym rat like the rest of us. Wow.
So Jess on Zoom says, the sex towel should become the symbol of universal human equality. And I think that's right. I'm into that. That is well said.
But you've also grown to reject the assumption that
We didn't have any extras for this scene either, which was annoying, which is why we could only shoot this over the shoulder. We didn't have any, there were no background people. Background people are the most difficult people to find for an indie thing like mine, for like a low budget thing like mine, because you can't pay a lot. And if you're not like leveraging the fact like, oh, you're going to be a background, but you're going to be a background on Billions or on, I don't know, whatever fucking shows. Like you can't leverage the like fame of the show, even if you're paying, because even in the third season, I was paying well for background, much more than minimum wage. And you still couldn't get them because, like, who wants to be background for a show no one's ever heard of? So,
it's not really all that good.
in the first season, I relied heavily on friends who
I'd say
are not to be relied on. So,
so chill out.
that was a good
Be
lesson.
patient with
But
it.
yeah, it's tough.
Osmosis. Yeah. Being around all your faggotry.
That DJ is
So it's
not
funny.
listening. I said new Britney. Maybe he doesn't have it.
If a new Britney song is at the internet, not going to happen.
Hey, DJ Rainbow. I said, give me more. Give me more.
This is Catherine's best scene of the whole first season.
I mean, probably, right?
It was a shame she couldn't come back and do more. Her and the actress who played Bianca didn't have availability for season 3, so I recast Bianca.
Hey. He is, and we're the gatekeepers. What do you do? Where do you live? And can you please go tell the DJ to play Give Me More?
I have no idea who these people
So,
are.
oh, here's a fun behind the scenes fact. This actor
Hi.
is
You're cute.
Trent, who plays Ted's now husband. They were dating at this time, but I think they are now married.
I wish my friends would be the bars, that's for sure. But what about your gay friends?
It's funny to see me do the past scenes where I literally take my hair flip and I just like do this. And I'm like, oh, I'm in the past now. That's funny.
A stereotypical gay guy. Actually, like
No wig budget.
How old are you? 24. Yeah, that would change. Just because I like men doesn't mean I'm gay all the time. Is there something wrong with that?
I love that fucking line. I know I shouldn't say that because I wrote it, but just because I like men doesn't mean I have to be gay all the time. I bet you people really think that. Oh, this is not in the script. When I edited the episode, I felt like we were missing something. So the scene went from that to the last scene, and I felt like we didn't complete our journey, but we needed something, and so I had Ted. I did this. So I filmed it myself. I set up the camera and just like sat in front and did this whole thing. So this was my ex's CrossFit gym, who was really good to me for this episode. I don't know if we filmed. No, we filmed there for
Not yet.
in episode 2. So we wanted to come back for season 2, but so the day before the first day of shooting for season 2, literally the night before, like packing up, ready for the first shoot, I broke up with my boyfriend because he abandoned me when I needed him. He was supposed to come help out on set because I didn't have anybody, and the night before he was like, "Nah, there's other things I'd like to do." So I broke up with him, and
Rainbow sock.
we had a scene to film for season 2 in CrossFit, and apparently they were planning. They didn't cancel on me. They were planning on waiting until I got there to film and then telling me I couldn't to like screw me, because how dare you break up with that guy that we like. But because I was there with the whole crew, they felt guilty, so they didn't, and I filmed my scene there. And then I learned about it later, and then I told the city that they were operating without a permit because I'm petty.
Mask gay. It's still all about acceptance.
Good luck. There we go.
Oh, God, could you imagine me if I didn't? Hey, hi, mommy.
Will has nice thighs. Look at those.
Hey. So, Jamie, I know this is your first time at CrossFit. Let me show you what weights are. So this is not going to be like what Jane Fonda workout tapes? Oh my God, we should make a CrossFit Zumba. I don't know what any of those things are. He's so fast.
Toes mask.
Toes.
Was we like surprised, or was it like just the same?
I don't like surprises.
I want to be able to there. Of course.
I love this scene. Oh, old Geo.
Right?
Correct.
I haven't been to a gay club in so long, you guys. I'm excited.
Are we supposed to leave our hags at home?
Hag.
Hey, I do what makes me happy, and Bianca's company makes me happy. Cheers to that, darling. Yes, to doing what makes you happy. And what would actually make me really happy right now, guys, is if Bianca taught us all how to do.
No.
Yes. I will teach you all how to dirty one.
That is such a dated reference. It's so funny. I haven't thought of that term in a long time.
Thanks.
Yeah, Jamie knows all the music video dances, like all of them, impeccably. Beyonce, Britney, Janet. He's not playing around.
I love the world.
You know the dances to what now? Okay, well, I know like single ladies. We are going to show some autography to these fuckers. All right, I need a third single lady.
Teach me a little.
Really? Not too gay for you?
And what's wrong with that?
I'm Beyonce. So you go here. You go here. Okay, perfect.
I'm not Michelle. Will is Michelle.
Hit it.
It's a cute episode. That's our shortest one. That's our shortest episode. Let's see if I missed any questions, because I was. Is CrossFit Man British Nick? You can just say yes or no. CrossFit ex-boyfriend. Yes, that is British Nick. He is no longer my boyfriend. He ended up being a psychopath and put me in jail for a period of time. That was fun. Will be part of a show at some point, I'm sure, since I was traumatized. And now I'm on a lot of medication, which I probably shouldn't be mixing with this wine. Yeah. I was so happy when Will said teach me. I know, and he did such a great job with that too. That was lovely. Yeah. I like this episode. It's fun. This was the one the people that really liked it, or there was one reviewer who I sent it to, and they reviewed this episode. They said, this show is as vapid as the Kardashians. Why is anyone spending money on this? That was a review I got for this episode. I used to take these things very personally, but now I just find them funny because fuck you. Yeah. So this was our shortest one. It was the one that was like the lesson episode, and it was the most sitcom-y, I think, of all of our episodes. The most sitcom-y. But it was a good experiment. I feel like season 1 was a lot of experimenting and figuring out the format and figuring out the kinds of episodes and how the storylines. It was only starting season 2 is when we really started to do the very like interconnected, woven storylines, past, present. Season 1's a bit cute, except the last episode, which is I mean, that still kills me. I am worried to watch that next week. I may cry on the live feed. Where season 2 and season 2 became much more interwoven, and then season 3, I still think season 3 is the best thing I've ever written. Movie aside, music aside, the other comedy series, I think season 3 is the best thing I've ever done. That is when that's when I really figured out what the show was. You should do a musical episode in season 4. I don't know if everybody can sing. I don't know if Will sings. I know Jacob sings, who plays Matthew. I don't know if Will sings. No, I think he does. I think he went to school for voice. I don't know if we do a musical episode because, it's going to be high drama, but maybe we'll find a reason for us to sing. I don't know. Good thought, though. I'm going to write that down after this. All right. Any final questions? Oh, so Jess says so I remember this. I'll be crying with you just like when I cried at the original watch party. So my friend Jess was with us when we premiered season 1. And what I remember, Jess, what I remember is we're sitting. So we went to the premiere party at Therapy, and then we're sitting in my living room. We ordered some pizzas. And people who had been involved in the show were watching it and had seen it or had seen pieces of it or at least been in it. But Jess had never seen any of it. And so she's sitting there. And I remember she's like laying on her stomach and she's like this, like watching it. And in that last episode, she bawled her eyes out. And it was in that moment, really, it was in that moment that I was like, oh, I have something here. I have something. And I found it in episode 6. We danced around it. We got to pieces of it. We discovered pieces of it in 1 through 5. And then 6, like really found what the show was. And it was through Jess's reactions. And I was like, oh, okay. And that really inspired me for how season 2 went. And then season 2 really led to season 3. So, all right. Thanks everybody for joining me. I'm going to finish this wine. I'm going to walk my little puppy who got groomed for the first time in 2 months today. Yeah. And if I'm writing season 4, if I am, maybe I'll jot down a few ideas. So, all right. Bye, everybody. Mwah, mwah. See you next time. Love the pettiness. I see that on the YouTube channel before I end. My first single for my second album was called Petty and Ready because, girl, I am, especially on Grindr.